Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast. Peace to the gang.
Yes, sir.
And welcome back to Quit the Cat Podcast. It's your boy VP, alongside the Bishop.
Yes, sir.
And we are coming to you live from beautiful Bang Bang Studios here in lovely Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, our guest is a Christian hip-hop artist,
All right.
songwriter, entertainer, motivator, content creator, and a messenger for Christ, as well as the owner of D-VoutSpiritMusic and D25 clothing brand. Today, we have DeeMarie in the building. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up?
In the building.
What's
Yes.
happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
But before we get started, we have to do a quick vibe check. Listen, how you feeling today, my brother?
Today I have gratitude today.
Gratitude.
I'm thankful today. I'm grateful. I'm here. I'm alert.
Right.
I'm ready.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
How about you, DeeMarie?
I'm feeling kept.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm feeling kept.
Feeling
you know
kept.
What I mean, so much going on, but God is keeping me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
With my whole mindset, just keeping me on track. I'm feeling
Absolutely. I
kept.
like that
Yeah.
one. I like that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So let's get right into it. I know I gave a brief introduction, but I need that real introduction
The
from
real.
DeeMarie from herself. You dig me?
Yeah. Okay. Where do you want me to start? The
From
music?
yeah, give us the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the music, I come from a musical family.
Mhm.
So we were like, I'm the last of 8 girls. And
Whoa.
my sisters were the ones like on Sunday, oh, let the Friars and girls come up and give us
Right.
a selection. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
So we were that family. Me being the youngest, though, I wasn't allowed to, I was too young to be with the group or whatever.
Okay.
So even like at home while they're rehearsing, I'm in the bathroom next to the room while they're rehearsing, singing my heart out, like trying to show 'em I can do
Okay.
it too.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Let me sing with you.
Man.
You know what I mean? But music has always been in me.
Right.
It's always been a thing. It's been a way for me to like release, vent, journal, whatever the case. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Absolutely.
And then once I became old enough to do it on my own, I started venturing out on my own and just doing it my own way. I didn't always start out Christian. I started out in the house parties, in the clubs in Philly and whatever, open mics or whatever the case is. And then
Okay.
I just had a transition, and I'm just Christian hip-hop now.
Strictly Christian hip hop.
Strictly Christian hip-hop now, yeah.
So how did you get to that point?
How'd I get to that point? A lot transpired in my life. And as I was listening to other types of music, no shade, music is an art.
Right.
But it wasn't really doing nothing for me. It was keeping me in the box. Like everything was a heartbroken or
Right.
something I wasn't really into.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me music that I want to hear.
Mhm.
I need to hear something that can feed my spirit and just give other people other options of something to listen to.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? I
Yes,
just wanted to do it for
absolutely.
another option for other people to
Okay.
listen to.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's dope.
Do you have like other Christian hip hop people that you listen to that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I listen to Lecrae a lot, and I have a, I don't want to call it a bucket list, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it a bucket list of
Okay.
people that I would like to like collab with in
Right.
the future. And
Okay.
I've met Lecrae twice, so I said,
Yeah,
Lord, if I
Oh,
meet him
third
one
time's
more
the charm.
time,
Third
if I
time's
meet
the
him
charm.
one more
Yeah.
time, like I met his manager when I was doing work in Philly, and I took an opportunity to let him hear some of my music. He was
Right.
like, oh, I really like that, you know what I'm saying? But I've learned since I've been in the industry for so long that everything people say, some people cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Gas,
definitely.
you know
Quit
what I
the
mean?
cap.
Yeah, quit
Quit
the
the
cap,
cap.
seriously.
Yes,
Seriously.
yes, definitely.
But I was able to like connect via email and like social media connects, and every now and then I'll shoot them something.
Okay.
And every now and then I'll get a response. I don't always get a response or whatever, but I'm excited about connect with Lecrae. I would love to work with it's another Christian hip hop artist called Bizzle.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Bizzle is like straight from
Yeah, I
the
fool with
street.
Bizzle, yeah.
And it's like I
Really?
can really
I gotta
connect.
check him
He's
out.
not
Oh,
like
yeah, Bizzle Dog.
some people transfer over to like Christian hip hop or whatever.
Right.
And they get soft, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, that same flavor you had when you was in the street, you need to bring that over here.
Right,
You
for
know what I
sure,
mean?
for
Don't make it
sure.
sound all like corny. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. So Bizzle was another one, and There's another guy called, his name is Brian. He just goes by Brother Brian. He's nice. And then there's a couple other singers that I would love to get with. But right now, until then, I'm just doing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you write music, you sing, but you basically compose all your music. Like you play instruments too, right?
I used to play the keyboard. I have an ear for sound,
Okay.
but I can't. Not every instrument can I fiddle with my own hands. But I can hear. I can delegate and tell you what's all for. Maybe change that up and make it sound this type of way. I'm more of a
producer.
Yeah.
More like Diddy. You can point and click. And, I need this done to make this sound like this and make this do this.
Yeah.
And keep it pushing.
For sure. Like even like outside of rap, like I write songs also. Yeah. But I feel like I don't have the vocals. Like I can sing my hook, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you're not gonna really hear me on a full singing track, you know what I mean?
Do you not have the vocals, or do you just not think you have the vocals?
Well, you know what? This is my story with singing.
Okay.
Because I want to say, and I hesitate answering the way I'm about to answer, but this is how I feel what happened for me. Like I have a really nice voice. I'm going to say had, past tense, but they say God doesn't take away your gift. I don't know. Maybe he just put mine on a pushback a little bit. But I used to have a really, really, really nice singing voice. Like, I got compared to Lauryn Hill a lot.
Okay.
Like, a lot. You know what I mean? And as I was, like, out doing the secular thing, your gift is a gift from God.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And for some people, he don't want you to use it other than for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like as I was out there, I think my voice not so much got stripped from me because I still have the ear, but the projecting it out, it doesn't sound the way I hear it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'd rather like write a song and try to go find a singer and be like, yo, can you get this for me? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Hey, listen, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sing a lick. But I love to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I try.
Listen, you better know it.
Yeah.
So, you, in the music, so you write, you do your own videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so the video thing, I've been playing around with that since I was probably a teenager, honestly. And, the more you practice, the more you get better. You know what I'm saying? So I laugh because I have an old video on YouTube on a channel that I don't even have control of it anymore.
Right.
Like, I don't remember the login or nothing, but the video is still out there. And it just makes me laugh from where I started to where I am now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just taking a lot of notes from watching other videos and seeing how they do and trying to create my own around it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do with that.
So with you shooting your own video, because I shoot videos as well, but when you shoot your own video, what do you do? Just set up the tripod? Because I know how I would do it and just run around and then go back and pick it up and do that.
Yeah.
But is that how you do it?
I eventually got to the tripod. Like before the tripod, it was find a tree branch, find a table, sit it on there.
There you go.
Or like some of the cameras have this like screen piece where you can flip it and you see yourself while you're on it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it was just whatever I could use, honestly.
I like it.
Whatever works.
Ingenuity. Yep. Making it happen regardless.
Regardless.
So we want to flip over. What made you get into fashion? Because you're in the fashion. You design and create clothes.
With the clothing line, it's kind of similar to the music. Like I just wanted to give people another option. I think when I was in college in Philly, I'm not going to say the brand because I don't know how true it is, but there was a brand a lot of the people were wearing. And then all of a sudden, oh, that's Illuminati. Oh, that's this and that. Oh, they work. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to create something that I knew the source. It was clean, and it was just different for what everything else was out there. You know what I'm saying? So I got into the clothing industry because I just wanted another option for people as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really competing with anybody. I'm just giving you another option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, does your clothing describe your music? Are they intertwined? Or
It can be. It depends on the person. With the clothing line, I like the like for instance, this hoodie. Made. It's an acronym. A lot of things from my line is an acronym. MADE is an acronym: motivation, aspiration, dedication, elevation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I feel like anybody can wear that. Anybody can be that. If you're going after something, if you're a go-getter or whatever, then you're made. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Because we don't settle for less. You know what I mean? And then the D25 is the big brand. It's so, let me call it the tree.
Right.
Because under this tree, there's a lot of branches. Made is under the D25 branch.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There's other things under the branch. But the D25, the slogan is "Don't stop, keep going."
Okay.
And I feel like that's for anybody. Whatever that means for you, whatever you're into,
Right.
and you're pushing for it, just keep going. You know
Also
what I
break
mean?
down D25 though.
Yeah.
That breaks down even further as well.
Yeah, so D25 is an acronym. It stands for Dare to be flawed and perfect, but victorious over everything.
Yes.
So don't stop, keep going. No
Yeah.
matter, like, the full motto, basically, to keep it short, because I have a definition for almost everything.
Right.
Like, there's a
we got some
reason.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a reason. I like to have a reason behind what I do. So just in case somebody do ask me a question, I'll be like, well, I don't know why I did it. I just did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
want to
That's
come
nice.
off
Wants to know
like
your
that.
why.
Yeah.
If somebody asks you and you don't know your why, that's
Yeah,
So-
so I don't want to come off like that. But yeah, the D25 is just don't stop, keep going, and being persistent. And Mr. Consistency over here.
Yes.
Yes, so it's just like, it's for anybody. Like for me, as a believer, that's what it is for me.
Mhm.
But for you, your thing could be something else.
Right.
That's what it is for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? So I
yep.
try to make it universal. Like what it means for me may not be what it means for somebody else.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, take us through you getting into your creative process for the music. Let's go music first.
Music first? Okay. Music first. Sometimes a lot of things will come to me in a dream.
Mhm.
Like I used to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to find a pen and a notepad, like trying to write down what I heard or whatever. So 2 o'clock in the morning, that's rough. So now on my phone, oh my goodness, I have so many phones with different, I have a recorder notepad. And for the music ideas, it's good for me because I'll hear it a certain way. And I notice that when I would write down for the music, sometimes when I go back to it, I don't remember how the flow went.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
yeah.
for the music, my voice notes works perfectly, especially at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sounding all crazy, but I got the idea at least jotted down.
Right.
Some other times it's emotional. I could be going through something and just can't really find the words for conversation for. But I was telling somebody, like, music is my language. I probably could write a song about how I feel faster than I probably could tell you how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a language for me. And it's just like, it's inspired by many things. You know what I'm saying? I know I had a conversation with you probably about a month ago. And some of our conversation came out in what I was
Okay.
writing. You know what I'm saying? So I'll take almost anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I can find something out of whatever is being conversated about and try to just, I'll write to it.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of some of the songs are like sermons that I heard.
Really.
You know what I'm saying? And how I related to my own personal life.
Mhm.
Wrote it out like that.
So, I feel that another part of your life is important. It plays a part in what you put in your music, how you look at life. There's a lot of things because that gives you a perception of the world. Excuse me. So, she works. You still there? You don't want to talk about that?
I mean, I don't want to talk about the location, but I'm still here.
So she's in the airline service.
Okay, gotcha.
So she travels. She's been everywhere.
Right.
And she has been everywhere to where, even on the Word Network, pastors and different churches and people
Right.
have been wearing her clothing.
Okay.
So she has been different places. So, like, do you find these places and be like, I'm going to go to this church, or do you find or do you know the people before you?
A lot of the times, where I go for work, I don't even know that I'm going there.
Okay.
And then, like, either after I'm there or before I go, I'll try to research some things.
Right.
But then, until I'm actually there, when I can interact with the people in person, that's when I find out more about it. And then it's just like, my creative mind is always going. I'm always creatively thinking. Like, for instance, when I was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, cornfields, and not many of us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But still my mind and my mental mind and the creative aspect was like, okay, well, how can I draw these people in?
Right.
So I'm looking around to see what they're into. And I found out that Iowa State is a big thing for them. So I think
the college,
the university
yeah.
or whatever, yeah,
Okay.
whatever the team,
Cyclones,
Hawkeyes,
yeah.
or whatever they're called.
the Iowa Hawkeyes, and you got Iowa State Cyclones.
Okay, so whichever one, because they do have two schools out there, but
Yeah.
whichever one is the bright yellow and the black, I
That's
saw a
the
lot of
Hawkeyes.
people were wearing that. So I came out with something bright yellow, you know what I'm saying? So I try to, sometimes I'll adjust to the atmosphere that I'm in.
Okay.
So when I came out with the bright yellow hoodie, I sold out in like a week, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
Wow.
So I try to adapt to my surrounding, you know what I mean? Because everywhere is not going to be an urban or, you know, that type of atmosphere. So I just try to adjust to where I am sometimes.
So, like, tell us about some of the places you've been. I seen you went abroad.
Well, I think out of all the places I've been, I think I've done the most in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And it is crazy. Like,
What's the name of it?
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Okay.
And that's how I felt when they asked me to go to Jackson. It was like, Jackson, what? But I found out that Jackson Hole was like...
Jackson Hole?
Jackson Hole.
Oh.
Jackson Hole.
That's why I was like, huh?
Jackson
Okay.
Hole, Wyoming. So what I found out about Jackson Hole is they're like top 10 richest places in the United States. And it's so much that, you know, Tyler Perry has a plane. He comes and lands all the time. Kanye has a house right down the street from the airport. And I was watching TV one day, and Tyler Perry, he said when he's writing in the wintertime, like he writes in the wintertime before he does a show, but he goes to Jackson Hole to write. And I was like, this is crazy, because my last music project, almost 9 of the 10 songs I wrote when I was out in Jackson. Not even thinking, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it just so happened to be that this was the location. It's something about that atmosphere. For my creative mind, it just...
What was it? Take us through it. What was it?
So I've only been to Jackson Hole in the wintertime. It's extremely cold. It's like negative 60. Yeah, your eyeball
Okay.
juices are freezing. It's like super cold in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So I don't know if just being inside and out the window, like I keep the window open. The mountains are beautiful. The snow is so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Even the sunset. You know,
Right.
the sunset alone is just like, it looks like a painting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's really, really beautiful out there. And I don't know if a lot of that ignited creativity, because it's not something that I see over here on the
Right,
East Coast.
right.
Something I've seen in the South or whatever the case is. But I noticed that a lot of the songs on this project that I wrote out in Jackson Hole, they're not really your turn up, because I like the energetic. So
Yeah.
I like something I can work out to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But those songs are like, I feel like they're more like, not so much emotional, but they're deeper in thought. I think
Okay.
they're deeper in thought. So Jackson Hole really got me to like kind of analyze myself and bring it out in music. Versus when I was in Florida working, every song I wrote in Florida was a turn up.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
it was
It's
like-
nice outside. It's turn up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Environment.
So yeah, so
How long were you in Jackson Hole?
I did 3 years in Jackson Hole. 3
Okay.
winters, like 3 winters, because their winter season is a heavy ski season.
Mm-hmm.
So they usually have more passengers coming in than
Gotcha.
what their regular staff can hold. So they'll bring people in to help them out,
Okay.
whatever the case. So I've done 3 winters in Jackson Hole. And it's a beautiful place, but I'm taking a pause on Jackson Hole. Like right now, we haven't seen snow yet in Pennsylvania. They already had 20 inches.
Hey,
in
we don't
Jackson.
need to jinx it.
Listen,
either. Let's
we
not
don't
jinx
wanna
it. I don't want to see none of it.
At all, at
Keep that in
all.
Jackson Hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Not good. You-
So, what's your plans? Like, what's your goal? What are you trying? What do you want to see, if you don't mind sharing? Because I say that
Yeah.
because some people like to keep.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I don't
but-
mind. Like I'm everything I do is to share. Whether it's the clothing line, I'm
Okay.
sharing that. Whether it's music, I'm definitely sharing that. I don't want to keep it all to myself. But my big goal, I want to be like, don't laugh, I want to be like a Christian hip-hop Wu-Tang. Like, I want to be like a big Wu-Tang, but just like a Christian positive atmosphere type
Right.
thing. Like, have different groups all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my vision. That's what I want to do with Devout Spirit Music. I want it to be like a big thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Mhm.
So you want to be like the hub for other Christian artists?
I would love to. And then, like, at some point, maybe like a summer fest or whatever, and come all together and just have a big thing.
That would be dope. That'd be
it's,
real dope.
yeah, and it's just like, it's for the, I hate when people say like because I do Christian hip hop, it's for the young people. But I have a poem that I wrote, I don't remember all of it heart from heart, but the beginning started out with, I have a message for the young and the old. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just like, just because it's hip hop, which is a language, it's like, for if you can receive it, it's for you too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
alright,
saying?
yeah.
It's for young people, the older people,
Yeah.
all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the message in the word. You know what I mean?
There's a message in the word. As you said, it's an art form as well. So
Mhm.
you can consume art at any age. So it's not really no limitation, especially what you're doing, Christian hip hop. It opens the door even wider because a lot of people don't want to listen to people getting cussing you out and all the ops and
Yeah.
everybody all faded and everything. So
Right.
you could definitely touch a lot of people. I think
Yeah.
that's a dope idea. That would
Yeah.
be like something's in the water for the Christian hip hop community. That'd be dope.
And that's the plan. That's the plan. It's always touching though when I do have an event or something and somebody shares a video. And I think last year I was doing a performance at a church and somebody shared a video.
hmm
And it's like, for me, it was like winning an award. In the crowd was an all gray haired grandma, like really.
Right. And they
her
be
hair
critical.
was- they be so
They be critical. They not playing
Yo,
with you.
that's what I'm saying. Yo, hey,
They're
oh
gonna
my
let
God.
you know Jesus don't like that.
Listen.
And you need to go.
Listen, but on the flip, she was in the crowd. You saw her
Right.
head. Now I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they are critical. And they're from a different generation.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like some of the older people that I do share music with or whatever, they'll be like, oh, that's cool, but that's not really, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Right.
So I try to slow it down. I try not to be so fast with it because I know who I'm trying to reach, which is everybody.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
So you have performances in the church, or like where are most of your performances at?
I've done performances in the church. I've done like some block parties. I've done some pop-ups. I've done like some open mics in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. They said I'm the first black rapper that ever hit their stage.
Oh my goodness!
Yo,
Yo, that's the Guinness Book of World Records joint right
I
there.
said, put me on the wall.
Yeah,
Put
facts.
me on the wall. But yeah, so I try to get out as much as I can. With COVID or whatever, it kind of slowed a lot of stuff down.
Yeah.
But you can't let it stop you.
Yo, what was the faces on them? And I just could only imagine.
Jackson,
the face. Yes.
it was like, first it was a pause, but it was just like, so I did a song called Stomp on the Devil, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
And it's a
yeah.
real hype. It's a, you know what I'm saying? If you can just forget whatever got your mind blocked and you can ride with it,
Right.
it's like you'll end up.
You gonna turn it up.
So in the beginning of it, I started it, you know what I'm saying? I gave an intro to the song. I'm like, this song's called Stomp on the, you know what I mean? I gave it my
Right,
intro or
right.
whatever. So next thing you know, we're in like a public area. Like people were sloppy drunk, you know what I mean?
So they
when
was faking it, and you was trying to give them the word. Yo, yeah, finish. I'm sorry.
But at the end of the night, I had fun. You know what I
Right,
mean? It was
right.
fun. Like, music is fun for me. I like to have fun. I like to give you some real message, but I want you to have fun while you listen
Did
to
they
it.
vibe out with you though?
Oh my goodness, you talking about stomping on the devil?
Oh, they stomped the devil out.
I was like, yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope, though.
Yeah,
That's
I
dope.
loved it. It was funny to me. You know, I knew where I
Remember
was.
that colored girl?
Oh God, no, not the colored girl. Gee Louise.
Yes,
I'll never forget you.
Listen,
you famous out
I'm
there.
the first,
You held it down in Jackson Hole.
first
God.
one ever. First.
They bringing you back out there.
They ain't gonna never forget us.
At all.
Dang, not the colored girl though.
Everybody-
Gee, man. Golly.
Everybody else came after me. Everybody else came after me. So, I mean, I like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time. I knew where I was at. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I knew it wasn't like it was an open mic. You know what I mean? And we had fun. We had so much fun.
But that could be challenging as artists, especially when the crowd is not your crowd.
Right.
And you gotta go stand up there and you like,
Yeah.
you about to stomp the devil
Right.
if they don't stomp me first. But you know what I'm saying? So you feel me? So that's dope that you was able to get out
Yeah.
there and rock that crowd and they
Right.
stomp the devil
Because
with
it's
you.
a fun song, though. It's a fun song. I wish I had it with me. It's a really fun song. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool. I picked a good one.
Good.
So what's the best and I don't want to call it the worst, but what's the best and worst thing about being an entrepreneur?
Oh, man. Well, the best part, I'll say, is the freedom of being able to explore and act on your own ideas. I love the freedom of creativity that I don't have to answer to somebody telling me when and, you know, whatever.
Right.
So I love the freedom of it. I would say the worst part is it kind of like negates what I just said, because I can be a big procrastinator.
Right.
And like
right.
for instance, somebody asked me would I want to stay an indie artist or would I sign to a label? And I was just like, you know what? Because I know me, signing to a label would probably be a good thing for me because I wouldn't have time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I have a project that I've been working on for a minute that could have been released,
Right.
but I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? But if I had for the music part, if I had some time frame or whatever, I might be out there a little more.
Mhm.
But it's just like a lot of that is my own mental, because I can set my own time frame.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think the worst part about it is my own self procrastination. Yeah.
Why you feel like you don't approve of it or you don't like it? What would be the hold up?
Specifically for this project that I didn't release in August, I wasn't really pleased with the total production. Like some of it was cool, some of it wasn't. And then I'm just like, for me, I don't know too many people, so I have to like search,
Mhm.
like who does this and who does that, or research tips on how to tweak, and you know what I'm saying. And I don't want to say I don't have time for it, because I know the last time me and you spoke and I told you I didn't have time for something, you broke me down. And I really went home and I was just like, you know what, he has a point. I do have
Yeah,
time for it.
absolutely.
You know what
No,
I'm saying? I just have to delegate properly. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So it's just like, I'm still working some things out. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring out a lot as I go, as I've already figured out a lot as I went. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So you're on your learning. You're just learning as you go, and you're just keeping.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. I'm taking notes as I go. I'm bringing to life as I go. I'm making some mistakes and learning from my mistakes
Right.
as I
Mhm.
go. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I don't stop, keep going, which
Right.
is the D-25 slogan, then, you know, I feel like I'm accomplishing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So is this a dream, or is this a dream that you had?
I wouldn't really say it was a dream. I think it's just something that I do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I can remember a time where crossing over into the Christianity side of the
Mhm.
music. So I went before the church, you know what I'm saying, and showing them this is what I was going to do.
Right.
And I felt really good because I was coming out of the street, and now for me personally, I was doing it for God.
Right.
And it was like this one particular situation, they gave me a no. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I felt so bad. I felt so down. I stopped doing music.
Right.
I thought I stopped doing music. Like I didn't listen to music for like 3 years. like at all. I didn't know what was out. I didn't know who was who.
Why was their opinion so critical?
Because I just wanted to, at the time, my mind state was, I wanted the approval. I wanted the okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But after the 3 years, and I'm like, I'm done with music, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just in me. Like, I found myself writing again. You know what I'm saying? So it's in me. And then I had to learn that their opinion didn't justify who I was.
Right, for
you know
sure,
what I mean?
for sure.
Because for some situations, then I had to learn for some situations, okay, maybe that's not for you. You know what I'm saying? But there's somebody that this is for.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So I'm not going to stop. You know what I'm saying?
There's too many people out there.
But I just had to... I had to learn that, though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish somebody, like, if I would have had that mentor to tell me, even though they said this,
Yeah.
you know, don't stop at a no. You might get 1,000 no's. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have had that speech then.
Absolutely.
But I didn't. But now I can give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's dope. What is one of the biggest failures you ever had, and what did you learn from it?
The biggest failure I've ever had, I would just say I would go off of what I just told you.
Right.
Stopping. Like, I stopped for like 3 years. 3 or more years. I stopped. When I tell you I didn't listen to music or whatever, then when I went to listening to music and I would hear a song that I thought the beat was dope or whatever, they were like, D, that came out like 5 years ago.
Oh,
I'm like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know.
Behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, completely. So I think me not knowing that I shouldn't have stopped was that was a failure, but it was also a learning experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like I don't really count it as a failure. You know what I'm saying? Like I read a post the other day and it said either we win or we learn. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I don't want to be under an umbrella of a failure or whatever, but there's been a lot of lessons that I did learn from.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You can't fail. You're not a failure if you try. You're
Right.
just a failure if you don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
We heard loser on here.
So yeah, he definitely said.
Somebody said you a
He
loser.
said you a loser, smooth loser.
Mhm.
But we won't. I do. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, what advice would you give to your younger self?
To my younger self, I would have to, don't stop, keep going.
That's
been
the motto, yo.
That's the motto.
That's the motto.
And that sums up a lot of things. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
I
You
agree.
have frustration, you have mental things going on, blockages that just will make you want to stop. You got people, negativity on social media, even in your personal life. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that are around people that will make them just either think twice or stop doing something.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
absolutely.
So I would have told myself to, not to take that break. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah.
Don't stop. Keep going.
Keep
yo.
going.
Stop playing with them.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So what's your favorite thing about yourself?
My favorite thing about myself, well, I'm a new self right now.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm a totally different than I was a year ago. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say 10 years, but
Right.
hopefully we all are. You know what I mean? Hopefully you're not the same as 10 years ago. But I like myself now. I like my spiritual journey that I'm on because I feel better and I feel like there's a purpose in it. You know what I mean? It's one thing doing something and you don't really, you just go to work and you go and you get paid and that's it.
Right.
But for me, I'm learning more about myself spiritually and knowing that every encounter that I have with people is for a purpose. Even this moment right now,
Yeah,
right, for
it's
sure.
for a purpose right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know who gonna watch this and gonna hear something, and who knows?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
So I love my spiritual journey right now, and it's just it's funny you said that because I had a coworker that knew me about 5 years ago, and I was my approach was more aggressive, it was more enforcer, and she was like, D, I like you. I like every time I've ever come across. She said, I like you, but I really like you now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to think, I started laughing to myself and started thanking God because the change that I am going through right now is because of him. You know what I'm saying? So God be the glory in everything for me. You know what I'm saying? I won't hesitate to ever say that no matter what platform I'm ever on. You know what I'm saying? So I like myself right now. I like this newness right now.
Okay.
So was there a time where you weren't that close to God? Like, I know you said you came up in the church, but did you kind of get disconnected?
I did. So some things happened, and it kind of made me angry, and it kind of made me question some things, and it just like not knowing what to do with those emotions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of drew me away. You know what I mean? It's just like there was a time like I've never been a bar person, but it became my routine. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yet when I'm there, people wouldn't hesitate to be like, "What are you doing here? You don't even look like you belong."
Right,
here." You
right.
know what I'm saying? And me mentally, I know that. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how like people can see that too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't even look like you belong here. What you know?
You don't even know what to order. You like, let me get a hot water.
With some ice.
With some ice, though, and a lemon.
So it's just like, yes, yeah. There's been a couple of times that I've kind of like stirred away, just not under the right mindset.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my perception has completely changed,
Okay.
and it's just like more positive than negative in comparison than what it's been in the past.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm loving that right now.
That's awesome.
Roof. That was one of my questions. What did you learn about yourself in the last 2 years? I think you covered.
Yeah, she knocked that out.
So let me see. We asked you your end goal. Your end goal with the clothing, or you just want to keep?
For the clothing, I don't have an end goal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and I keep reading that, and I say every time on here, I don't know why I keep asking about end goals, because I don't even. That's on there.
Cross that one out.
You just created for me.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted it different than I think
I got
sometimes.
you.
So yeah, that's on there, and I'll be
I
asking.
don't really have an end goal.
So
like
are you enjoying the process?
the process of clothing.
It's the process of. So which like first like your process? Because I feel processes are big. Do you have a morning routine, night routine, like something what keeps you centered? I know you say God, but
I
I
started that. I got you. What keeps me centered? So I'm a people watcher, and it's just like when I'm at work, I see a lot of different people from all over. You know what I'm saying? They flying in from here, flying out to there. They came to visit, now they flying back to wherever.
Right,
like
right.
I met a guy from Chicago, and he had a watch on his hat. So it made me ask him. I was just like, I said, "Did you put the watch on your hat?" And he was like, "No, that's a Chicago thing, baby." And I was like, "Okay, what does that mean?" So then he explained to me what it was. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, as I'm looking at him, my mind, I was like, D, is that what you about to do?
Oh, you about to throw a watch on your hat?
Yo, but
I'm ahead of time.
but it keeps me creative. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'm ahead of time.
Well, what he said was,
Can I get some hits?
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
yo,
I'm sorry.
listen,
I'm sorry.
With-
This is spiritual
with-
episode.
it's all good.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh.
What he said was, their slang was something like, when somebody say what time it is, they be like, "You tell me what time it is."
Oh, really?
John
Oh, smooth John Turkey.
Listen,
What?
like, you tell me what time it is. I was just like, "Oh, all right."
You tell me. Look at my hat.
I know me.
Oh, my
Look
goodness.
at my hat,
Look at
yo.
my hat. It tell
But you know what? At the end of that conversation, it was weird. You said what motivates you. Some stuff is just random. It just comes like that morning. Like I never take gear to work for some reason. I'll talk about it and I'll be like, "All right, we're gonna get you shipped out."
Right.
Something told me that morning, take this jogger to work, and I'm like, "Lord, take the jogger to work. I don't never take." You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, "All right, whatever." So at the end of the conversation with the dude with the clock on his head, he bought the jogger.
Oh,
I was
word.
like, wow.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? I was like, wow, okay, let me start listening to that little voice every now and then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, just people watching. I'm just like, for the I think the question was, what excites my creative or whatever. Just seeing what people wear and just like a lot of people are wearing broken bears right now.
Yes.
I think Polo did it.
Yeah.
And some other people did it.
And then the bootleg companies did it.
Right. Some
Yeah.
other people did it. And I'm just like, I'll see, okay, people are wearing bears. Like, I'll see some stuff and try to, like, create my own. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just, like, try to see how I can, not so much do it better, but give another option.
Right.
Like, I don't like to say I'm doing something better than somebody else, but I'm giving you another option.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like the people watch. I like to see what people are wearing, what they put together and whatever, and try to create something that I think they would also select.
Right. So you're pretty extroverted as far as, like, you know how to communicate and you don't mind running up on folks and say,
I don't. I don't do it all the time, though.
Right.
Because I think I'm an intro and extrovert.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you catch me on the right moment and the right energy, I'll walk up to you.
Right.
We'll have a whole conversation. Yeah.
and y'all about to get them joggers.
You going to
understand?
get them D25
You finna
joggers.
get them D25 joggers. Hey.
I always ask, I know 3 books.
Okay.
I need 3 books.
3 books. I don't know if I have 3. I'll say, and this is going to sound so corny, but I've really gotten into reading my Bible. And it's just like, I'll read the King James just because that's what I grew up on. But some of the words are like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not what?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That confuses me all day.
But then I'll go to the New King James, and it'll break down, like, some of the stuff that I didn't understand. So I'll read it on different levels just to get more clarity.
Okay.
And I hate to sound that corny, but that's where I'm at right now, because I feel like, for me personally, I've done so much time away not reading my word that I feel like I need to just absorb the word right now. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. So if you wrote a book about yourself, what would it be about?
If I wrote a book about myself, it would definitely be about being the last of 8 girls. Because I think a lot of the decisions that I've made in life, whether it be relationship or some of the things that I chose to do, is because maybe I've seen a sister and their relationship not go a way that I would want it to go.
Right.
So I've altered my own perception of things. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. I don't know why this came. Do you think being the last of 8 sisters, do you think it made it hard for you to think for yourself because somebody was always catering for you and taking care of you or telling you because you was always, like, looked after, so to say? Being the last of 8 girls, like,
right. So,
your thoughts were always what you, because they were you had 8 different role models, so to say.
yeah, 8 different.
So being the last, like, did you set apart and say, I'm going to be different or I'm going to be this way so that I'm not?
Definitely. Definitely for the, I'm sorry, let me put this on silent. For the aspect of not so much of always having everybody look after, because I can't remember when we've all ever been under the same roof.
Right.
And for a very long time, a lot of the other sisters were gone, and I
Okay.
was kind of more like the only child.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're much older.
Okay.
Like, much older.
Okay.
Like, not even in school at the same time. None of that.
Okay,
You know
yeah.
what I
So
mean?
you the baby.
So yeah. So it was
Gotcha.
like a lot of my time was as if I was an only child, or a lot of my time was separating myself because I didn't want to be one of the Frierson girls, or, you know what I'm saying? So I've definitely separated my own self because of that. And then on top of that, just watching some of this, like I said, like some of the relationship issues, I think it altered my perception in some things. Like if they had like a bad situation, I would say, well, I don't want to be with this type of person because I've seen what it could turn out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a holdback as well,
Right.
because I technically don't know if my situation would have been the same,
Right.
but because I've seen a bad situation come out of something, it just makes me hesitate on, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, trying it out.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
understand
it's
that.
altered my perception in that way.
Right.
Yeah.
You said you grew up by yourself pretty much. That's what I was going to
Yeah,
ask.
that's
Like, you growing up with 8 sisters. I grew up
Yeah,
with 2, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I know growing up with 8 had to be
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But You said you were pretty much by yourself. For the
Yeah,
most part.
from about teenager up. Like when we were younger, yeah, we were in the house. But when it got to like teenage years and the years that I can remember, I was like probably one or two of us still in the house.
Okay.
So what can you tell the people to find you?
Where can I tell people to find me? Well, you can find me on some music on YouTube, D-VoutSpiritMusic, D-VoutSpiritMusic, or the clothing line right now. I'm working on the website. It's under construction right now. But there is a DM store on Instagram. It's D_2, spell out 5. D_2, FIVE. And that's where you can find me.
Make sure you go follow her. Tell them your page.
Yes,
Tell
like,
your page.
follow, share, shop.
All right.
Yes.
Like, follow, share, shop.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got anything else to tell us? I think
Well,
what else you got to give us?
'tis the season to be jolly.
All right.
Hey.
Yes,
So
happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas, Happy
Happy
holidays.
You want to say happy holidays?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
for sure.
I'm the Grinch.
Don't be a Grinch.
Well, we appreciate
Don't be
you
the
coming
Grinch.
out.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all
Absolutely.
having me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
And this has been another episode of Quit the Cap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You can find us on Anchor,
Yes.
Apple Music,
Yes.
Spotify,
Yes.
iHeart.
Yes.
Keep going.
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music. You said we just added a new one this week.
That thing was, what was it? Providence? Providence podcast.
Man.
But I be getting emails saying we picked up your podcast.
Listen,
so
and keep picking it up.
definitely
It's about to be
appreciate all the
everywhere
platforms
y'all
that
listen
are
to podcasts.
picking
At.
us up.
You about to hear Quit the Cap.
Yeah.
And we need y'all to quit the cap.
And we do. We thank you. We thank you for coming through. And you know, I want to give you your flowers. I see the work, and I see you continuously putting it out there, still doing it no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate, the consistency.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
matter what, you pushing it, and that's what I admire. So that's why we here today.
Appreciate you.
Tell you that we appreciate
Yes,
you.
yes.
D25 Clothing.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
DeeMarie Music. Devout Music. Come on. Help me out
Spirit
there.
Music.
Yes,
As you
yes.
were running off your names, I'm like, yo, I'm actually on there too. So Apple Music, DeeMarie, Spotify,
Yeah.
DeeMarie. Yeah, you can find me there as well.
Let them know where they can go get this music at.
Yeah, yeah,
and they can
yeah.
stomp out the devil. Because you know the devil need to get stomped
You know what
out.
I mean?
We ain't playing with your devil. We
Period.
ain't playing with your devil.
At all.
But this has been another awesome episode of Quit the Cat Podcast with DeeMarie,
Yes.
your boy BP, and the Bishop. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in.
All right.
Peace to the gang. And what holla?
Peace.
Peace. Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast.